Main character's such a fun man. He's a true, real man. He comes in swinging, fighting, and threatening. He's getting everyone to back off so he can get his melody back. The main character's not backing off. Even when Crane is threatening to get the Emperor on his head and stating that the melody belongs to him and he's allowed to experiment on the melody, he just pulls out his holy weapon, one of them, and tells him to F off. And I was like, chef's kiss. This is one true, real, fine man. Yes, he upsets me, but he's honestly my favorite main character when it comes to Meat Bun's works. He's literally my favorite. I was going, go baby, get your man, save your man, and he gets his man out of there. He doesn't actually tell Evening Snow anything, and Evening Snow's there. And he's even trying to convince Crane not to report it to the Emperor. But Crane's like, no, I'm going to report him. But yes, the main character wasn't able to tell Evening Snow anything about what he saw in the recorded scrolls. He just dragged Evening Snow there to go save the main character, the male lead. And I was like, that is one fine man. But I do wish he told Evening Snow everything, though. The main character gets the male lead back home. They're trying to do everything, all the doctors that he had called to come help. The male lead is trying their best, but nothing they do can actually help the male lead because, again, he's been badly, horribly tortured. Yu Ming Lake actually appears and agrees to help the male lead, but she's upset at the main character for harming himself over and over again for someone, again, she believes does not deserve it. Like, she is very upset and very furious with the main character. Her maid is basically telling her not to do this, and same with the main character, that she doesn't actually have to do this. Like, he owes her a life debt, but he doesn't want her to have another life debt owed again. He wants her to live her life for herself and not for someone else. And she's like, no, I can do this. I will do this. You care for him so much. I know he's important for you. I will do this. But I wish he'd stop risking your life for this man. And then To Brush Away also appears. He's like, I'm doing this for the money, and I'm actually going to be more helpful than she is. He just pushes her out of the way. He pushes the doctors out of the way. He tells her to back off. He tells the doctors to back off. He's like, I got this. I can save the male lead, and he does. I was like, that is one man. We know who that man is. He's there to do the job. He's telling everyone just to back off. He got this. He got this. So there's a confrontation scene between the Emperor and the main character. The main character is called to the Emperor because the Emperor is upset the main character took the male lead away from his experiments. They are literally fighting. They're arguing. The main character reveals all he knows. He also knows the Emperor used the male lead's men to put him under the Emperor's foot. He knows that truth now. And he's furious because now if he goes actually against the Emperor, he will be killed. And he knows the Emperor did that to keep him from going against the Emperor if he ever learned the truth about the male lead. Like, he is furious. Like, he is physically threatening the Emperor. He's ripping the Emperor to shreds verbally. Like, I was clapping him for it. Like, I was going, go man, protect your man. Like, it was a nice scene to see the Emperor be put in his foot. Like, be put in his place. Like, it was a nice scene to read until it kind of flips. Because when the main character reveals that the Melly did get back his memories and that he knew the truth all along and that the Emperor sent him to be experimented on and tortured once more, and he kept the secret that he and the Emperor had and never thrown the Emperor under the bus, the Emperor breaks, is practically upset. And he reveals more truth to the main character, which is that Melly made him promise to put him into experiments. Literally, it was the Melly who told the Emperor to do this. And I was like, what? Now, I could have read the scene wrong, but it is. And the Emperor didn't destroy all the recording scrolls. He actually has a bead that would have revealed the truth to anybody and everybody of what actually transpired. That the male lead was innocent, that he was a spy. But him and the Emperor had more promises together. Like, the male lead was the one who didn't want the truth to be known. The Emperor wanted the truth to be known. It was the male lead who didn't. Like, the Emperor was just keeping his promise to the male lead, and it was such a mess. Like, he cares for, and I kind of was thinking the Emperor had feelings for the male lead. But he cares for his loyal subject. He knows the male lead is probably his most loyal subject. That's why he sent the male lead like he did. And like, this man is broken for what he has done to the male lead. Like, it was such a mess. He also never informed the main character of the truth because the male lead was the one who made him promise not to tell the main character the truth. That's why he was acting like a tyrant. And so the scene was such a mess. Like, I earlier, like I said, thought I was maybe thinking he was actually a good person, and now maybe he is a good person, and I'm like, is it not? Is it? Am I being manipulated by him again? Because, again, he is a good actor. He's on the same level of Heaven's official blessing, the Heavenly Emperor. If he is, he's a good actor like that man. And if he isn't, you know, if he's actually a good person and he's not acting like, oh, like, first I was rooting for the main character, putting this man in his place, but at the same time, I'm like, oh God, the scene was just a mess, especially since he physically threatened his own emperor. Like, oh my God. To brush away, just spends a quality time with the male lead, sees the male lead's strong mental willpower, and goes, yeah, this man was a spy. He was not a traitor. This man was a spy. Even tells that to the main character, or even questions the main character. He's like, he was a spy, like, he's a spy. And the main character's like, you figured that out? And he's like, yeah, it was super easy to figure out. I'm not stupid. I'm like, to brush away, you're probably the smartest person in this book. You are the smartest person in this freaking book. The male lead, he had this approach throughout the entire series. I kept forgetting to talk about it, but this little approach is what he had since the day he's met with the main character again, and the main characters have always been jealous of the approach. He wanted to know who it belonged to, who gifted it to the male lead. The male lead would refuse to tell him, would refuse to give it to the main character, no matter how many times the main character would yell at him to give him the approach or get into a jealousy fits. The male lead would just not give it up. And we find out in this book, it was the approach he would use to send information to the emperor about attacks, about the enemy country's spells and black magic. He would inform the emperor of it by sending a letter through the porch to a porch the emperor had. That's why he's been so protective of it this entire time. Even when he had lost his memories, he'd been guarding and protecting it. Because again, he understands that it's important, that it needs to not land in the hands of the wrong person. Especially when it comes to the main character, because again, he didn't want the main character to know the truth. And so like, oh my God. So the person the main character has been jealous of this entire time has been the emperor. That is actually hilarious, okay? It is so hilarious that the person that the main character had been jealous of was the emperor. The person the male lead's been protecting with the approach was the emperor. It's so freaking hilarious. To brush away, it forms the main character. If anyone messes with the male lead's mind once more, or he goes through something as traumatic with his head again, he will completely break down. He will shatter. There will be no more of the male lead. Like, he will be completely, utterly lost. He can't go through something like he did once more. It is amazing he survived the torture he probably went through when he was in the enemy country, the torture he went through the time mirror, and the torture of he just went through Crane's hands. He's not going to survive any more of something like this. Because again, the time mirror gave him just a bit of his memories. Not permanently, not fully. It just gave him like a flashback. Something like the main character got. He just got to visually see his memories. They didn't actually fully, truly come back. Because so if he goes through something like any of those again, he will be destroyed. There will not be coming back from that. It is a miracle he has survived as much as he survived. He needs to be protected. And the main character's like, I will do it. I promise I will keep him safe.